It was a seemingly ordinary day on September 11, 1991. Continental Express Flight 2574, operating as Jetlink 2574, prepared for a routine flight. The Embraer EMB 120 Brasilia turboprop, with 11 passengers and 3 crew members aboard, was set to journey from Laredo, Texas to Houston. The skies were clear and the initial leg of the flight proceeded without incident. Air traffic controllers maintained regular communication with the pilots, their exchanges filled with the usual jargon and confirmations. Then, abruptly, silence. The familiar blip representing Flight 2574 vanished from radar screens. Frantic calls from air traffic control were met with an unsettling quiet. The plane, its occupants, had simply disappeared into the vast Texas landscape. A search and rescue operation was immediately launched, a race against time to locate the missing aircraft and its passengers. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. The wreckage of Jetlink 2574 was eventually discovered in a desolate cornfield near Eagle Lake, Texas. The impact was devastating, leaving no survivors. The once routine flight had ended in unimaginable tragedy, leaving investigators with a chilling puzzle to solve. The date, September 11th, carried a chilling weight. Even in 1991, the crash of Jetlink 2574 immediately sparked whispers of terrorism, a horrifying possibility that cast a long shadow over the investigation. The world, still grappling with the recent Gulf War, was on edge. The idea that a bomb might have brought down the plane was a chilling echo of past conflicts. Public speculation ran rampant, fueled by fear and uncertainty. The FBI was brought in to assist the National Transportation Safety Board, their expertise in criminal investigations deemed essential to rule out foul play. Every piece of wreckage, every shred of evidence was meticulously examined for traces of explosives. As days turned into weeks, the investigation continued to dominate headlines. The families of the victims waited anxiously for answers, their grief intertwined with the gnawing fear that their loved ones might have been victims of a senseless act of violence. However, as the investigation progressed, a different narrative began to emerge. The initial suspicions of terrorism gradually faded as the investigation deepened. The FBI, finding no evidence of a bomb or any criminal intent, stepped back, their focus shifting to other potential causes. The NTSB, now leading the investigation, turned their attention to the aircraft itself. Was this a tragic case of pilot error, or did the plane harbor a fatal mechanical flaw? Investigators meticulously examined the mangled wreckage, piecing together the final moments of Jetlink 2574. The plane's black box, recovered from the debris field, provided crucial insights into the flight data and cockpit conversations. Each piece of data, every word spoken by the pilots, was analyzed for clues. The investigation revealed that the pilots had reported control problems shortly before the crash. Their voices, captured on the cockpit voice recorder, were tense with urgency as they struggled to regain control of the aircraft. The plane had entered a steep, uncontrollable dive, plummeting towards the ground at an alarming rate. Section 4. Uncovering a fatal oversight, the missing screws. As the NTSB delved deeper into the wreckage, they made a chilling discovery. Several screws were missing from the horizontal stabilizer, a crucial component responsible for maintaining the aircraft's stability during flight. This was no minor oversight, it was a critical error with potentially catastrophic consequences. The missing screws pointed to a failure in maintenance, a breach of protocol with deadly consequences. The investigation revealed that the horizontal stabilizer had undergone maintenance the night before the fatal flight. However, proper procedures were not followed, and the missing screws were a direct result of this negligence. The screws, seemingly insignificant on their own, had played a crucial role in the plane's structural integrity. Their absence had set off a chain reaction leading to the in-flight separation of the horizontal stabilizer. This catastrophic failure had rendered the aircraft uncontrollable, sending it into a fatal nosedive. Section 5. The NTSB's verdict, a cascade of failures. After months of investigation, the NTSB released their final report. The crash was caused by the in-flight separation of the horizontal stabilizer due to missing screws. This failure was due to improper maintenance, and inspection procedures. The NTSB's findings highlighted systemic failures and negligence. The missing screws were just the tip of the iceberg. Contributing factors included inadequate oversight by Brit Airways and the FAA. The crash of Jetlink 2574 was a preventable tragedy. The report emphasized the importance of required inspection items. The missing screws violated these RIEs, showing the consequences of minor oversights. The crash served as a wake-up call for the aviation industry. Section 6, From Tragedy to Reform, a Safer Sky emerges. The crash of Jetlink 2574 sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. It was a stark reminder of the importance of strict adherence to maintenance procedures and the potential for human error to have catastrophic consequences. The tragedy prompted immediate action, with both the FAA and the airline industry implementing significant changes to improve safety. The FAA increased its scrutiny of airlines' maintenance practices, conducting more frequent and rigorous inspections. New regulations were introduced, strengthening the oversight of maintenance procedures and requiring airlines to implement more robust safety management systems. The goal was clear: to prevent another Jetlink 2574. The airline industry responded with a renewed focus on safety culture. Airlines invested in training programs for maintenance personnel, emphasizing the importance of following procedures and reporting any potential issues. New technologies were adopted to improve maintenance tracking and ensure that no critical checks were overlooked. Section 7, Remembering Jetlink 2574, a Legacy of Vigilance. The crash of Jetlink 2574 left a lasting legacy on aviation safety. It reminds us of the importance of vigilance and commitment to safety in aviation. The victims are remembered for the lessons learned from their loss. Their memory motivates those who ensure air travel safety. Each flight is a testament to the impact of Jetlink 2574. The pursuit of aviation safety is an ongoing journey. It requires constant vigilance and dedication to prevent future tragedies.